Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start some division work. If we're going to do division of integers, we're going to go back and we're going to start talking about, we're going to go back and we're going to start talking just like we did with multiplication. Whereas multiplication was repeated addition, division is not really repeated subtraction. Let's take a number like 24. Okay, 24 could be 24 little items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I got 24 little dots. But I could take those little dots, I could put them in one row of 24. 1 times 24 would be one row of 24. I could say two rows of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have two rows of 12. I could have three rows of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Three rows of 8. I could have four rows of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 24 dots in each of those groups. Now do remember, because we have the commutative property, 1 times 24, one row of 24, is the same thing as 24 rows that are only one dot big, or 12 rows that are two dots big, 1, 2, or 8 rows that are three dots big, and 6 rows that are four dots big. So I have 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, 6 times 4, 8 times 3, 12 times 2, 24 times 1. Means the same thing. Now that you say, well, that's multiplication. No, we're doing division. Because I divided all 24 dots, I divided them by 2's. And I came up with 12 sets of 2's. I also said, well, I divided it by 3. So I have 8 sets of 3. 4 sets of 6. So you'll notice division is saying how many groups of 4 do I have? Or alternatively, how many groups of 8 can I make? I have 3 groups of 8. So it makes sense. So division is nothing more than breaking things down into groups. Well, if you know your multiplication, then you also know your division. So if I say 6 divided by 2, you would tell me 3 groups of 2's. You could also say 6 divided by 3 and say, well, that's 2, because I have 2 groups of 3's. If I have something a bit larger, though, what if I have 180 and I want to figure out how many groups of 2's we have? Now you'll notice I wrote it like this. That's the same thing as saying 180 groups of 2's. How many are we going to have? Well, we're going to have to write it this way. Just like we wrote multiplication stacked up, we have a special way to write division. Now, we can't say all at once because we don't have charts that big. But what I can say is 2 go into 1. Well, I can't fit 2 inside 1. If I have one dot, I cannot say, how many groups of 2 do I have? That's impossible. I can't have a group of 2 things when there's only one thing to be had. So what I need to do is I see, well, fine, what about 18? How many groups of 2's go into 18? Well, if I took 18 dots, I could cut them into 2's, 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 2's. In fact, let's do that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, let's split them into groups of 2's. 1 group of 2's, 2 group of 2's, 3 group of 2's, 4 group of 2's, 5 group of 2's, 6 group of 2's, 7 group of 2's, 8 groups of 2, 9 groups of 2. So it goes together 9 times. 9 groups of 2. So I say, well, 9 times 2 is 18. So subtract them and I get 0. And I bring down a 0. Now I say, folks, how in the world do I get how many groups of 2 can I get out of 0? Well, if I got nothing, how many ways can I split nothing into a group of 2? No ways. So the answer is 90. All right, let's go do something a bit more difficult. 7, and I have 4, 6, 3, 1. I want to know, can I break 4,631 into groups of 7? Well, obviously, there's way more than 7 here, so we're going to get some sort of answer. The question is, what's it going to be? Does 7 go into 4? Nope, doesn't work. Does 7 go into 46? Yes. 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14, 7 times 3 is 21, 7 times 4 is 28, 7 times 5, 35, 7 times 6, 42. So if I have 7 times 6, that's 42. If I have 7 times 7, that's 49. Just like in The Price is Right, you can't go over. So I know that 6 is my answer. 6 times 7 is 42. I'm going to subtract and I get 4. Bring down a 3. 7 times what is 43? Well, 6 again. 6 times 7 is 42. I'm going to subtract again. I get 1 and 1. Now, I unfortunately ran out of paper, so I'm going to cheat. I am going to do this. Oh, look, more paper. And so I say, how many times does 7 go into 11? 1. Thank you. Come again. And now I have a problem. Because if this went evenly, I would have 661, and that would be enough. But unfortunately, when I subtracted 7, I have 4 left over. If I have 4 left over, I can do one of a couple things. For now, just put remainder 4. So does 7 go into 4,631 evenly? The answer is no. No, it doesn't. So we have division using our facts, division using modeling, and division using long division. And you have to know the process. Now, let's talk about pluses and minuses because we have the same problem. Remember that a negative 2 times 12 was a negative 24 because I had a negative times a positive makes a negative. Well, I can't really show that with dots, but I could say what is negative 24 divided by negative 2. So, in this case, a negative 2, how many ways can I break 24 up into negative 2 bits? Well, 2 goes into negative 2 once, get negative 2. That makes 0 because I switch the sign, it turns into 0. Bring down a 4. How many times does negative 2 go into 4? That's going to be 2. So I have a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So again, if I have a negative, divide by a negative, that's a positive. If I have a positive, divide by a positive, that's a positive. However, just like last time, if the two aren't the same, if they disagree, they're not going to be positive at all. In fact, they'll be quite disagreeable, and they will be negative. So 1 positive, 1 negative is a negative. 1 negative and 1 positive is also a negative. So you need this. Check your homework, check your quiz. That's division, ladies and gentlemen.